Good evening, everyone. We are live. This is Pink Sock Reacts. We're going to be discussing Foo Fighters, but here we are. I am excited to talk about this album because this is the first Foo Fighters album without the late, great Taylor Hawkins. It is sad his passing. We're not going to really talk too much about his death because there was a lot of controversy, but the thing is we will say drugs were involved, but he wasn't in the party state of his life. It was an accidental overdose from my understanding.
Yeah, and you
Um
can look up these things up
yeah.
on Google and shit.
Now this is interesting because this is Dave Grohl's first time on the drum set in a while for an album, if I'm not mistaken. Um
Yeah,
the, the last time we saw Dave Grohl on a drum set, it was not with Nirvana, I don't think.
them crooked vultures.
Them Crooked Vultures might have been the last time, or when he was drumming for Probot.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
No, Them Crooked Vultures came later in 2009. So yes, Them Crooked Vultures. This was his first time since 2009 being on the drum set.
Yeah,
And a lot of people, well, not a lot, but I've seen people talk about, well, Foo Fighters, now that Taylor Hawkins isn't in the band and it's just Dave Grohl playing drums, it's just a solo project, which, fuck you. Because Foo Fighters is a lot more than just Dave Grohl, and it's a
yeah.
lot more than Taylor Hawkins.
Well, the original lineup for Foo Fighters, I do believe, was Dave Grohl, the bass player, the original bass player that they have now, still. Whatever his name is, Nate,
Yes.
and Pat Smear from Nirvana.
Well, technically speaking, the original Dave Grohl formed the band.
Yeah,
He formed the band with in 1994. He then recruited bassist Nate Mendel, which you already mentioned. He also recruited Pat Smear, which is, believe it or not, the fourth member of Nirvana. People don't realize it wasn't a three-piece. Pat Smear just didn't get as much credit is freaking due. And Pat Smear is a hell of a rhythm guitarist. But that's neither here nor there. Pat Smear, Nate Mendel, and Dave Grohl are the three originals. Taylor
yeah.
Hawkins didn't join until '97.
No. What album was that one?
That would have been The Color and the Shape, their second album.
Yeah.
The drummer on their first album was Dave Grohl. The first album was just Dave Grohl. Most people don't realize that.
Hmm.
The first album, which was the self-titled Foo Fighters album, was written and recorded entirely by just Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
And then in '95 is when he recruited an actual band.
Yeah.
And then in '97, so who was the drummer?
For Foo Fighters.
Was it Dave Grohl for a while? Because, oh no, it
No.
was William Goldsmith.
Yeah. And then um Taylor Hawkins' first appearance was on a live show
Yes.
because I watched the documentary on it, like
Was he
of the band.
was he on the album Color and Shape?
Don't think so.
He was, but he was only on three songs.
Yeah, but
William Goldsmith was on two.
yeah, but then the rest was Dave Grohl, I believe.
Yeah. But let's get back to the basis. The only original member of Foo Fighters technically is Dave Grohl. So it's always kind of been Dave Grohl's band. Is
Yeah,
that is that fair to say?
I think so.
For the album, but here we are. I was listening to it all the way through a couple times, and I got to thinking. But here we are is a very interesting title for the album. I think that was kind of Dave Grohl's way of saying, through all of the shit we've been through, we're still here.
Yeah, I think so. Um, I reckon this whole album was about Taylor Hawkins, though.
There are some songs that sounded like it could be a love song, but I think a lot of the songs, in a way, go back to Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah, I like So I reckon Rescued would have to be like a tribute to Taylor Hawkins if you listen to the lyrics.
Yeah, it came in a flash. It came out of nowhere. It happened so fast, but then it was over. Uh,
Yep.
could have,
Hearing Voices
yep, hearing voices.
and Rest, I think.
Do you think some of the songs could have very well have also have been Dave Grohl realizing his own mortality?
Maybe. I kind of feel like the drumming on this album feels like Taylor Hawkins was in it.
Yes and no. And what's weird is Dave Grohl did state in an interview that they're going to be a different band moving forward.
Yeah.
And this still sounded like a Foo Fighters album, in my opinion.
Yeah. Early Foo Fighters, I think.
Yeah, like the first album.
Yeah. Like, like the first one that he recorded himself.
Yeah.
But overall, it's such a great album. I liked it better than the last album they've released before this one.
Hmm. And
Um, the Bee Gees one was pretty good though.
was the Bee Gees one the last one they did with Taylor?
Yeah, the it was the Bee Gees DGs or whatever it's called.
The BGGGs?
Yeah, yeah,
The
and
Heebie Bee Gees?
it was so good, dude. You got to listen to it.
I think you had me listen to a few songs
Oh
off.
yeah, that's right. On Instagram, I got kicked off.
Yeah, we got kicked off because of copyright laws.
Yeah,
Whoops. Whoops.
yeah.
But this album, I must state, is amazing, as we've said multiple times. But is there any songs that are your favorite or any that are your least favorite? Let's break it
They're
down.
all favorites of mine, man. This is like my third time listening to this album, but um, the song "Under You" is pretty good. But here we are. It's also a good song. But
Under You sounded like a love song.
and Rest.
Rest sounded to me a lot like, if you listen to the song, it sounded a lot like it was like a tribute or kind of a way of like him talking about Taylor, like most of the songs kind of seemed like. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of the other songs, though, sounded like love songs too, so they could have been however you want to interpret it. But this one
Mm.
definitely had to have been about him.
Oh, definitely. If you listen to it, like the lyrics itself. Um,
Yeah.
but there was a guest vocals on this album.
Yes, his daughter, Dave Grohl's daughter, was on the album.
Thought so, because I know his daughter was on did guest vocals on Concrete and Gold, I think.
He had her on the track "Show Me How."
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Hmm. And what's cool also is Foo Fighters is one of those bands that they helped produce their own album.
Yeah, don't they have their own record label?
I don't think. I don't think because they are currently actually yes they do.
Okay,
Roswell Records.
yeah,
The first release was in 1995.
nice.
Do they have any other bands signed to them though?
I don't know, but like I'm on Wikipedia right now, so they've got like 5 singles
5 singles.
off this album. Yeah, so they got
Oh,
Rescued, Under You, Show Me How, Teacher, and The Glass.
hmm. So according to this, um, Roswell Records, it was originally set up by Capitol Records as a holding company.
Yeah.
so they can retain the rights to Grohl's post-Nirvana music. However, Roswell's first release was Foo Fighters' self-studio album. Grohl became the president of Roswell Records, and he owns and licenses all of Foo Fighters' music. So he owns all his own music. Um, However, the record label seems to only have Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
So it might just be that. I know there's some bands that have their own record companies and they have other bands signed.
Yeah.
But I do believe that's it. Like RCA also released the album.
But
So
how was that? Sorry.
good.
Oh no, I was gonna say like, because Foo Fighters started off as like a 4-piece band, but now they got what 5 or 6 members in there now. Like, what do you think? Adding like a keyboard player in and shit.
Dude, the keyboardist is cool. They actually Rami Jaffee was actually been their keyboardist since 2005, but he's not been a session keyboardist very long. He only became a session one in 2017. He was a touring musician for them for a while.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think it is too. But
It's cool.
it's not really like it's not really um what's the word? Like you can't really hear too much of the keyboards.
Not
Like
really.
it's pretty much maybe like um well, you could probably just hear it in the background a little bit, but it's not turning all the way up like Jason Newsted's bass.
Yeah. Going forward though, Taylor Hawkins and Dave Grohl were very similar type drummers.
But
Going
they were tight as
yes.
band members too.
Going forward though, they almost have to release an album with John or Josh. I mean,
I think so.
I want to know how it's going to turn out. Now, how do you compare this album though
Mm-hmm.
to their last album?
I wasn't. I've tried listening to the last full length album, and I don't know, never really got in, like wasn't really not into it.
Medicine at Midnight.
Yeah,
It was interesting because they added pop and power pop and dance and all kinds of shit to it.
yeah, and the one before it as well.
Like Foo Fighters was really changing.
Oh, as a
Well,
band, yeah, but that's what bands do when they get older, man. You
well,
can't keep doing the same shit all the time.
Concrete and Gold was more of a progressive rock album.
I like that album. I went and saw them on that tour.
But they were really changing like towards the end of Taylor's life. And I'm kind of interested in what this album would have been different if he was on it. And it seems like a lot different, of course, since Medicine at Midnight. But it
Mm.
sounds very similar to like the Foo Fighters of like the color and the shape. And there's nothing left to lose kind of Foo Fighters.
Yeah. Well, like if you listen to like Concrete the Gold, Sonic Highways, and Wasting Light,
Mm-hmm.
like they're all just great albums.
Yeah,
They did do a death metal album,
they did.
Dream Window. That was
Dream.
off. That was off the movie Foo Fighters Studio 666. Whatever it's called.
I'm looking this up now. Dream Window?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that an album or just one song?
No, it's an album.
Because I'm looking it up and I can't find it.
It's on the Foo Fighters
Because I couldn't find it under.
Spotify.
I couldn't find it under their discography though.
It's on there on Spotify, dude.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look it up, bro.
So I think it's the Foo Fighters guys, made a Death Record album.
That is fucking wild.
Yeah, like it seems like doomy, like doom metal ish, which is
Do you
pretty cool.
do you think this album would have been much different? It almost would have to have been much different if Taylor was involved.
Yeah, I think so. I reckon I still have went. I still think that most of these songs that were written there probably would have been written at the time when Taylor Hawkins was still alive.
I think so, but according to Dave Grohl, though, from what I've heard, is this album, like he was going to work on a new album with Taylor, but this album was actually written after his death.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the music would have been lyrically different, but musically maybe not, maybe because they were going more towards like the dance type music.
Yeah. But they changed through the years.
Yeah,
You know. But yeah, I don't know.
like
It's I don't know what Taylor would think, eh? It'd be
I think Taylor would have liked.
interesting.
I think he would have liked it.
Yeah, exactly. But
What I would love for Dave Grohl to do is I'd love for him to do a grunge album again.
maybe.
I know it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Or another Probot album.
Man, but you gotta have it with Lemmy, man.
Well, Probot wasn't one set person or musician.
No, it was more of a supergroup collaboration thing.
Yeah, like each song had a different fucking person on it.
Yeah.
And I loved that. But let's get back to this album, though. But here we are. Now, according to this, Grohl noted that each album the band records is response to the prior one. And in response to Medicine at Midnight, he was considering writing an insane progressive rock record.
Yeah.
Grohl had not even started writing said material as the band was still focused on touring the support of Medicine at Midnight. Despite this, all plans were later abruptly canceled after longtime drummer Taylor Hawkins had passed. So we didn't end up with the progressive rock album. I hope we end up with it because that'd be cool as fuck.
We'll see.
This is the first drumming
credit. What's that?
Sorry. This is first drumming credit on a Foo Fighters studio record since 2005. But continue what you're saying.
Yeah, right. I wonder what the next couple of years of Foo Fighters would be like with Josh Freese on drums now, since he's going to be a full-time member. Because Josh Freese played for Offspring.
Yes, he did.
He played for Offspring. I think he done like 2 albums with them. He played for. He was the original drummer for A Perfect Circle.
Yes, sir.
And he was a lot of. He was into like a lot of session drumming as well. I think he was in like Rob Zombie as well, I think.
No, I don't think he was. He might have been. Let me go through his listing of bands he's been in. He was in the punk rock band The Vandals.
Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
Yes, he was in Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
A Perfect Circle. Of course, Foo Fighters. He released solo albums.
Yeah.
He
Suicidal Tendencies.
Yep. He was also on Dweezil Zappa. His first album was Dweezil Zappa's Confessions. He was in Infectious Grooves, which is basically Suicidal Tendencies, but different.
Yeah. Kelly Clarkson, Michael Bublé.
Devo.
Fucking, he's like the John 5 of drumming.
Danny Elfman. He was on a Danny Elfman song.
9 Inch Nails.
9 Inch Nails. Chris Cornell solo album. Euphoria Morning was the album that he was on. He was on Rob Zombie's album, The Sinister Urge. I was mistaken. He was on a Puddle of Mud album.
Yeah. This dude's been everywhere, man.
Evanescence, Good Charlotte, Ween, Static X, The Dwarfs. He was on 2 Static X albums. He was on a Sting live album. Queens of the Stone Age, The Veronicas. Another Devo album, a Daughtry album. What the hell? Fuel, Miley Cyrus, Brian Head Welsh, Filter, Hollywood Undead, Selena Gomez, Orianthe, Weezer slash,
So he was on Shadow Zone for Static X. I didn't know that.
yeah, Bruce Springsteen, and another Danny Elfman album. What the fuck? This dude's been everywhere. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
That's what Eric Dover said. He's just like a well-known musician, dude.
Yeah. So, what do you rank this album though on a scale of 1 to 10?
A 9.5 out of 10.
9.5.
It's huge, huh?
My boy fucking gave it the big old rankings over here.
Well, I'm like, I love Foo Fighters, and I've always been a fan of theirs since like the early 2000s. But like, it's such a great album. I think it's a great comeback album. I think that the first album without the greatest drummer of all time, Taylor Hawkins. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you ever? So, what did you say you ranked it?
9.5 out of 10.
I rank it 9.5 out of 10 as well. Now, I have a question.
It's one of those albums you can listen through and just not skip as well. Like, it's just yeah.
Would you like to do a Pink Sock Reacts next week? I know we had other shit planned, but I just thought of it. Would you like to do one of Taylor Hawkins' last albums?
Yeah. Let's do the Bee Gees cover band.
No.
The Bee Gees.
No, that's not the one I was thinking. I want to do it, but no. His last album, his last album was Medicine at Midnight.
Yeah.
But which one would you rather do? Medicine at Midnight, another Foo Fighters album, or Get the Money by Taylor Hawkins and the Coattail Riders?
Ooh, Get the Money.
Get the Money, which the Coattail Riders is a very underrated band. So we're going to do that. We're going to do Pink Sock podcast on Monday still. We're not going anywhere, guys. It's going to take a fucking bullet to get us off this show. I love you all. Actually,
so we're back doing live now?
No. I was going to do pre-recorded.
Okay. So when are we doing pre-recorded again?
Whenever you're available, bro.
Let's do... Want to do Saturday so Friday for you, Saturday for me, say like midnight?
Same time?
Yeah, midnight.
Midnight, I don't know what time that is for me. Hold on. 10
o'clock.
10 a.m.?
Yeah, would that work?
Yeah, 10 a.m. for me would work. Just remind me, because I'll forget.
Yeah, yeah, around maybe midnight or maybe 9:30 for you.
10 would work better. 10 would work better because I got to eat, I got to brush my teeth, I got to do all that shit. I got to do all my morning shit. So yeah,
that's fine.
We can do it about 10. Gorak. Yeah. We both ranked that 9.5 out of 10. Amazing fucking album, guys. Go check it out. I would say this is probably one of their better albums. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about the other albums. I love all Foo Fighters albums, but I think this one did a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, it's right up there with maybe One by One and maybe There's Nothing Left to Lose. You know what I mean?
I would also like to give a little shout out to somebody. Well, not a shout out, but I'd like to acknowledge something. I don't want people to think that I forgot about it or whatever, but let's respect her family. But I would like to acknowledge that we did lose a longtime supporter recently.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting that at all.
No. Kitty Oates passed away recently. I did not expect that. It is very saddening. I knew she was dealing with some stuff, but I didn't know it was that kind of stuff, like that bad or whatever. But I would love to send some love and some healing vibes to the family during this horrific time. If you guys need anything, Pink Sock is here for you. But I love you all, and let's stick together. I mean, life is precious. But Gorak, is there anything you want to add?
Nah.
No. All right. We will see you guys soon. I love
Let's
you
buy
all.
our fucking merch, alright? So we can
Buy
get
our merch. We
rich.
have a merch shop, and so far, and this ain't me
Yeah.
complaining. I've just had people always saying, "I want merch. I want merch. I want merch." Well, the shop is open. The economy sucks. I get it,
I
but
know.
the shop is open. Buy merch.
Yeah.
We have a lot of shit. We have great shit. I'll bring up what we got. We got. Let's see what our listings are. Gorak's
Can you
got me
share it?
already. I could probably share the screen. Give me 1 second to get it up, though, here. No, not me. I'm not getting up. I'm bringing up the merch. Hold on. Let me get it for you, Gorak. We got all kinds of cool shit in this shop. I'm proud of it. The shop is actually available on allmylinks.com/pinksockpodcast because I cannot get an actual website going right now. But here's the options we got. Let me share here. How the fuck do I share? There we go. I feel like an old man. Share screen. Window. Here we go. All right, here's what we got. Let me make the screen huge. Huge. There we go. We have swim trunks. On the back, on the front it says ask. Well, on the back it says ask me about my pink sock. And on the front,
When you pull that up, sorry, dude, but it looks like the bass player is laughing at your fucking trunks.
what?
The bass player.
It does. It does. I didn't even see that.
And then Chris Shiflett, she's like wiping away the tears and like, what a bunch of fucking losers.
Well, yeah, what a bunch of wankers.
Yeah.
We have socks. We have shirts. We have sticker, locally unknown, for those that are not locally hated. We have a shirt for women that says Queen, and it's me dressed up like a woman. We have a Pink Sock podcast sticker. We have a Touch My Fanny. We have fanny packs. We have Pink Sock mugs for your coffee or tea. We have all kinds of funny shirts. We have Ask Me How I Got This Rash, because Gorak has a rash that we don't want to talk about. We have Gorak shirts. We have all kinds of shit, guys. So go check out our merch. Go get our merch. Show us the
Look
love.
at my hair.
Yeah, you have amazing hair. What the fuck is going on? My head's all missing and shit. There we go.
Whoa, dude.
But what?
That was as close as I ever gotten to you.
Yeah, we almost touched.
That's kind of gay, bro. Dude, I like women, all right? Fuck off.
It's okay. You can like women and still be with me. I mean, it's not odd. It's not odd at all. But anyway, guys, I love you all. And as always, live long, rock hard.
Snip, snip.
Snip, snip, motherfuckers.